Welcome back. You're watching SA Today with me, Unathi Bajajawal. We continue to monitor the traffic volumes on our country's roads as many make their way back home and to various holiday destinations. Our reporters, as I said earlier, are stationed across major roads where long queues are currently being experienced, particularly at the Bite Bridge border post. But for now, let's cross to SABC News reporter Mahlako Komane. She is at the Kranskop toll plaza in Limpopo for us. Mahlako, we spoke earlier on a little bit and you were talking to us about how traffic law enforcers are out in their numbers and trying to find ways in which to alleviate, the backlog there, opening up, in fact, some plaza gates, including that Nail Plaza. Talk to us what the latest is currently.
Unathi, good afternoon indeed to you. We've actually moved just about less than a kilometer away to a fuel station here that people pass through just before they make their way towards that Kranskop Plaza. It's packed, Unathi. I mean, people have been, if you go into the store, let me give it a prime example, going into the shops, just trying to get water, the queues are snaking throughout the stores, inside the store. People saying that, it has taken them quite a while to get here. To make their way through here because the traffic is quite hectic. And I also, just saw some people here and I was asking them, how has the journey been for you in terms of making that movement from, your destination, which is normally Gauteng, trying to make your way here. And a lot of them saying that, they left, it's not really such a long drive, but because of traffic, the congestion of traffic, a lot of people having to make take that journey. The journey takes a little bit longer. But let me just speak to a lady here. She's been making that travel from Gauteng, I understand, and you're moving from Gauteng to where?
We are going to Palabora. From Joburg. So we left Joburg at around 12:30 and we are still in Kranskop. So we were delayed by about an hour or more, and when we check the navigator, it says we will be home at around 10 at least.
And normally how long does that journey take you?
Normally from Joburg to here it's about an hour and a half, but today it's literally 2 to 3 hours long.
And how is it on the road? What are you seeing?
Oh, it's hectic. Like it's literally like a push and go, push and go, push and go. It's very, very slow. The traffic is not moving. It's as if there's robots, but yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Thank you so much. Unathi, you've heard there, just one of the commuters here that I found at, there's this petrol station, just telling us about that delay in journey that they've had to experience as a result of traffic congestion. Also, Limpopo authorities earlier on telling us that at certain times it had to open up the Nail Plaza as well as the Kranskop Plaza just to let cars go through even without paying because the congestion was so much. They were experiencing about 1,700 cars per hour that were making their way through that particular toll gate. Also, I understand that another road that, all roads leads to Rome or all roads lead to Polokwane. There's another road as well, the R101 as well. Also, I'm told that it's also, it's also packed. It's a toll-free road, but I understand that there's also quite a lot of traffic there. So as people try and find the easiest route for them to travel in terms of, making their destinations or getting to their destination, it would seem that it really is an exercise of patience. But let me just step out of shot. I just want to show you something, Unathi, here from the back behind me. This is the amount of traffic that you're seeing. A lot of these people stopping here. This is almost like halfway between Johannesburg and making your way to Limpopo. This is like the halfway stop. A lot of people here making that necessary stop just to get refreshments, as well as on my right hand side I've seen a lot of people parked outside of they're outside of their cars. They're just taking that rest, saying that it really is tiring to be in a car so long, so they're deciding to take that particular caution, Unathi, of saying if you're feeling tired or like that, you should just stop, rest a little bit, get your refreshments, take a breather clear from the road, and when you feel you're good enough to go, you can go back on. I also see there is law enforcement here, police also at the various pit stops, if you want to call them that. Let's just pan to that. We did hear yesterday, Unati, if you would recall, when we were in Bela yesterday, following that story of, the shooting on that bus that was bound to Harare. The police in the province telling us that they were going to be, ensuring that there was there were more boots on the ground in terms of law enforcement during this festive season. Also speaking about, the spike in crimes that they are seeing between Pretoria on the N1, between Pretoria as well as Messina, saying that it is something that they are well aware of, and they are working to ensure that there is more police visibility, that as people travel they will feel safer on these roads during this festive season. Unati.
Thank you so much, Mahlako. As your camera panned to where the law enforcement authorities were speaking to some of the travelers, we were speaking earlier with Patricia Fasaka, and she had an official there saying the problem also becomes that whilst, yes, human error is to blame for some of the, accidents that you see on the road, there's also that element of, how well you can trust law enforcement authorities to make sure that they do their job in as far as making sure that people are not overcrowded in their vehicles and that everyone is compliant and adheres to the rules of the road.
Yes, Unati, perhaps let me talk to this gentleman. He is he's a taxi driver here. I see he was stopping here. And then li tshwara jwang, li happy, li satisfied ka di traffic le di bona mo tseleng mapodisa le te kwa jwang.
Alo go ne mapodisa ba tshwenye mana ba laola sepetipeta tse mara e fasitse go mo against mohloko.
All right. And then li happy in terms of the driver che ding mo tseleng le te kwa jwang.
Ba re yo sarela ga botsana go na le bothata felo.
You've heard here, this was a gentleman, they are making their way towards Limpopo, coming from Mamelodi, saying that if I see, in other words, there's a lot of traffic on the road. Also just saying that he has no problem with law enforcement that they're finding on this route, saying that they are doing their job, they are directing traffic accordingly. No complaints for him as far as he's no complaints from him as he's making his way towards Limpopo. Back to you, Unati.
Well, let's leave it there for now. Thank you so much for your time.